Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we're in a different location today. We're down here at Winter Green Resort in Virginia. Down here with some friends, just having a good time, renting out an Airbnb, at a jacuzzi, went hiking. It's just been great. And I was like outside, and I'm like, this is such a beautiful view. It'd be nice to make a video with this view here. So I wanted to talk about a tour concept that I've been thinking about, especially since I've been walking in the woods. Just thinking about like all the kind of like dangerous things that could like poke out at you, and then it made me think about like this concept of tour called the duty to warn. And essentially, what that is that if you know something is dangerous, you have an obligation to let somebody know that it's dangerous, right? You might see this happen inside of like a store, right? Like if the floor is wet, then the store owner should probably warn you and let you know about that, right? Or if someone has a dog and the dog is dangerous, right? Like it likes to bite a lot, then the person that has a dog should let you know about that. Or maybe you have something like what is it? A hair product, right? You get a hair product from like Mael. I know Mael was in the news lately. Or you get a product that may be considered defective, right? Or something's wrong with it, like it burns your hair. You should be warned about that kind of thing and not have to deal with the outcome for someone else's failure to warn you about that. So, in tort law, the duty to warn essentially says that if you know something is dangerous, you have an obligation to let somebody know that it's dangerous. You have to warn them. You have to let them know, hey, like something's going on here. It's fairly simple. The floor is wet. I gotta let you know the floor is wet. If my dog is dangerous again, I gotta let you know the dog is dangerous. Stuff like that. So let's briefly go back to the store example, right? Like, all right, you're in a store. It's raining outside. Maybe you go to your favorite grocery store, right? Maybe you go like this market inside Bushwick called Food Bazaar. Maybe you go there and you're at the Food Bazaar. You're at the grocery store and you're walking around and it's wet all over the place. People are walking in. It's just raining outside. There's a huge like thunderstorm. People coming in and the whole store is wet. Right? There's puddles everywhere. The store can't just like let that happen and not warn you about what's going on there. They have to put up something, and that's what we usually see is those wet floor signs, right? They're designed the way that they are to essentially let you know that hey, like there's water on the floor here, and to watch out and to be careful. And so the store can't just like let that accumulate over time and do nothing about it. Well, because like maybe you should have known that it was raining, so you shouldn't have slipped, or you should. It's obvious that there's a lot of water, so that's not the case here. The store still has a duty to warn you about that, and the store still has a duty to fix a dangerous condition that's on their premises. Going back to the dog example, no one can really just say, hey, the dog is friendly, but this dog has a huge problem. This dog likes to bite everybody that it sees or that it comes into contact with, right? Sometimes like you see someone walking a dog, but when you look at it, it looks like the dog is walking the owner more so. And I don't know, it just makes me laugh sometimes because there's a lot of people who can't control their dogs. We love dogs, but if you know that your dog is dangerous, you have a duty to warn people, especially people that are, gonna go pet the dog or do something like that. Because if they get a bite, um, that could be a potential lawsuit for you. So you got to be careful with that kind of thing, and you also got to be aware of that kind of claim for you. So then I think the next question is kind of like why do we have like this concept in tort, the duty to warn? And I think it's because the person that has the control, the person that created, manufactured the product, or the person that has a dog, or the person that owns the premises that has control over it, are in the best position to essentially warn you about anything that's going on that's defective, right? They should have some kind of awareness to what's going on. And it's pretty simple, right? Like it's just a few words, right? It's just putting up a sign letting people know, hey, it's wet over here, be careful. Maybe it's a product, right? Like maybe a hair blower. And a hair blower, even though you use it properly, there should be some kind of duty to warn to let you know, hey, don't put this in the shower, right? Simple things like that. And the people that are usually in the best position to warn people are the people that have a lot of control over this kind of thing. So it's a really great concept in tort, and it's just another reminder to our society, like that we all are sort of accountable for each other, and that we all have to pretty much think of other people, and that's why I really like this area of law. It just allows you to just think about other people and um, to do well for them. So with that being said, just keep that in mind with you, and let me know if there's a situation where maybe someone failed to warn you about something dangerous, and share your thoughts, or share your thoughts in the comments, and let me know what you think.